You can start, sir.
Okay. Good evening, all. Welcome to 90-day University Prof Final Mastery Program. Today we'll be discussing demography and family planning. Auricle is one of the best platforms for rapid revisions of all the important questions and volatile facts for quick revisions, and most expected topics will be covered in all these classes. Today we'll be discussing about demography, that is population explosion in the long essays and measures to control the population explosion. And we'll be discussing about demographic cycle, and under short answers we'll be discussing about urbanization and their problems, factors influencing fertility in community factors, and the factors responsible for higher fertility in India. And other than that, we'll be learning about fertility related statistics. Okay. In Oracle, you'll be getting 5 modes of learning, that is recorded classes, live classes, practical sessions, exam modules, and hard copy book sets. Okay. In recorded classes, which is a flexible way of learning, we have expert instructors to give you guidance for all the syllabus, and you'll be having convenient revision for all the lectures. And in live classes, you will be having one-to-one sessions, comprehensive coverage of all the subjects, and we'll be revising almost 10-year question papers. And by the expert educators, you will be learning about MCQs, Viva OC, and many more. We have Express exam module, which is covering your whole syllabus in 20 hours, and you'll be taught how to write the exam. That is, answer writing skills will be taught about, and it will be giving the strategies to focus on exam preparations also. And we have one-to-one doubts clearing session, which is a student centric approach and a safe learning environment. You can ask any question anytime, and you'll be going with a full confidence with after this session. And we, not the least, we are giving you the hard copy book sets also, so that you can revise your questions and your preparation for your exams can go on whenever they require, and you can read them when you are strained because of looking at the screen. Okay. And you will be having interactive sessions also. We have question bank also with this, which gives you 3 levels of expertise, from beginner to expert level, and customized question bank, which covers MCQs for Prof exams, NEET PG, and FMGE exams. We have practical sessions with hands-on experience, so you will be learning from the experts and who are the best in the field, and you can be confident with this class for your practicals and as well as Viva OC. Okay. We have 4 subscription plans, that is 3 months plan for 19,999, and 6 months plans, which is an advanced learning plan for 32,999, and complete learning plan for 59,999, which is of 12 months, and a complete MBBS degree program that is of 4 years for 1.9 lakhs. Not the least, you'll be getting a discount. Please do use the display codes below for good discounts. We have a small MCQ sessions today. The first question is, which of the following bear inverse relationship fertility? Okay. And the second question is, population growth is mainly determined by birth rate, death rate, contraceptives, and migration. Okay. Desirable spacing between 2 children is 1 year, 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, and 10 years. And age and sex composition of population can be demonstrated by a bar chart, age pyramid, histogram, and pictogram. Mortality experiences are taken into account when defining net reproduction rate, gross reproduction rate, total fertility rate, and general fertility rate. These are the 5 questions which are being launched for your MCQs. You'll be having at least 10 minutes and 5 minutes as a grace, that I'll be giving you 15 minutes today to answer these questions, and we'll continue with the class. by then. Okay. Today's case discussion is India has experienced a rapid population growth over a past few decades, particularly in the urban areas. You can always see that there's urbanization in India. The population explosion has led to various socioeconomic and environmental challenges. The city X is one of the largest city and most densely populated city, serves as a prime example of these issues. For example, X city has population grown from approximately 12 million in 2001 to over 20 million. There is 8 million growth is there in the last 24 years. The rapid growth has resulted in significant strain on cities' infrastructure, including housing, transportation, healthcare, sanitation, etc. And the influx has also led to the expansion of slums, increased population, and heightened competition for jobs and all resources. Okay. Next, we have the first question for today, that is define population explosion. What are the demographic trends in India? What measures do you suggest for control of population explosion? Okay. What is population explosion? It refers to a rapid increase in population of a region or an area, which is caused by decrease in death rate or increase in the birth rate. That means there are no deaths, and as well on the other side, there is increased births are also happening. This leads to population explosion. What are the demographic trends in India? The population growth in India is currently 1.45 billion and is expected to surpass China by end of 2024. Okay. The growth rate has slowed down, but still there is increase in growth because of the reduction in the death rates and increase in urbanization and higher education levels, and especially among women. The growth rate is low because of these factors, but however, the death rate is also low because of increased healthcare, increased awareness in the people, and accessibility to the healthcare. Okay, the fertility rate, which among was 5 per children, in 1970 has fallen to around 2. That is the replacement level. 2 is the replacement level for all the countries for population. Okay, what is population pyramid? In this, we can see that the males are higher in the age group of 0 to 14 years. Compared to this, compared to the females, this is higher. Whereas when you look at after 60 years, the male population is comparatively less in the compared to the female population. The age population pyramid gives the analysis of both age and gender. Okay. What is sex ratio? Sex ratio is defined as number of females per thousand population. Sorry, thousand males. Okay. One of the basic demographic characteristics of population is sex composition. In 1901, there were 972 females per thousand males. That this 972 has fallen down to 940 by 2011. There is always a decreasing trend. Only somewhere around in 1991 there was increasing trend. After that it is decreasing trend. 2001 there was increasing. After that it has come down again. Okay. And lower sex ratio indicates that male child preference is higher and gender inequalities are existing, and neglect of girl child resulting in higher mortality at younger age, female infanticide, feticide, and higher maternal mortality rates. These are the causes of less females per thousand population. Total fertility rate, it represents the average number of children a woman would have if she were to pass through a reproductive age group bearing at the same rates as the woman now in each age group. Okay. If the total fertility rate is more than or equal to 3, it is called very high focus area. And the states Bihar, UP, and Meghalaya are in this category now. And high focus, that is total fertility rate, lies between 2.1 and less than 3, more than 2.1 and less than 3. And we have Assam, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Mizoram, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Manipur, Rajasthan, and Nagaland. But there are non-high focus states also where the TFR is less than 2.1. Okay, these are the southern parts of country. That is Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. These are the states in with low total fertility rate. Okay, what is dependency ratio? Proportion of person above 65 years of age and children below 15 years of age. That means the people who are not able to contribute economically. The retirement age is usually 60 years, but here it is taken as 65. Okay, and 15, less than 15 years, that is school going children to 65 are considered as dependent on the population who are productive, that is 15 to 65 years age group. How is it calculated? It is the sum of children less than 14 years age and population more than 65 years of age divided by population of 15 to 64 years, which is in between these two, into 100. The present dependency is almost 48%. Nearly 50% are dependent on 50% population. That is, workforce is itself is only 50% in India. Okay. Density of population. Density is defined as the number of persons living per square kilometer. Okay, 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. The number of people living in this. In 1901, it was 77 and it has grown to 464 and by 2020. Okay, that means the density has increased. Per capita availability of land is decreasing day by day. Urbanization. The towns, urban areas are the towns where if there are the area is having 5,000 population or more and density is not less than 1,000 per square mile or 390 per square mile. Here we have 77. Now it has reached 464. That means it has crossed the places where there are more than 390 per square kilometer. That area is called as town. Okay. And the urbanization is increasing day by day. And it is rapidly increasing since almost 1971. Okay. Literacy and education. A person is deemed as literate if he or she can write or read with understanding in any language. If one language is sufficient, if the person is able to read and write in that language and understand, then the individual is called as literate. Okay. A person can who merely read but cannot write is not considered as literate. The state with high literacy are Kerala and Mizoram, and low literacy states are Bihar and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Coming to the life expectancy, the average number of years which a person of that age may expect to live according to the mortality pattern present during that time in that country. Okay. In 1901, the life expectancy was 23 years on average, 23.6 in males and 23.9 in females, whereas it has been increased to almost 64 years in males and 67 years in females. Okay. However, the life expectancy of females is always higher compared to males. Somewhere this only this category that or this category there was a reduction in females life expectancy. Otherwise, it was higher all the time. Compared to other countries, look at Nepal, the expectancy of life is around 67 years. Okay. And in India, it was 64. Still, it is 64 years. Whereas when compared to the developed countries, they have crossed 70 plus, but in India it is 68 and 70. Developed countries has better life expectancy compared to developing countries. Okay. What measures do you suggest for control of population explosion? Now there's a population explosion. We have lots of problems because of the population explosion. How do we control this? Like, how do we control, reduce the population or the growth of population? By promoting family planning campaigns and contraceptive use. Awareness campaigns about family planning and options of reproductive health. How? Through media campaigns, community outreach, and education programs. In rural areas, it is through ASHA workers. Okay. And access to contraceptives. Provide easier access to affordable. The main important thing is affordable. If it is costlier, no one is going to buy the contraceptive. Okay. Especially in the rural areas where the health infrastructure is far away or not able, if the staff nurse is not available, doctors is not available, the access again becomes difficult. Okay. And incentives to small families. Government can offer some incentives such as benefits or subsidies to families that opt for fewer children. For example, school fees has been refunded by central government to the central government employees if less than two children are there, two or less than equal to two. The moment it reaches three or more than three, the school fees is not reimbursed. These kind of incentives are there in central government. Improve female education and empowerment. Increasing female literacy and educational opportunity, certainly it will reduce the fertility rate, and women tend to adopt one or two child rather than going for three or four children. And it was five in 1970s, five children per family. It has to be reduced to one and two. Okay, this can be done by educating the children. Employment opportunities for women. They promote gender equality and help women delay marriage and childbearing. This also improves the economy of the family. Gender equity in decision making. It is not only the men, the women also should be given equal autonomy when they have to plan their family size. Okay. And MTP is completely decision of the female. Okay. This is also plays a very important role. If there is a third child and they don't want to go for a third child, or there is a contraceptive failure, female or the married women can take the call whether they want to undergo MTP or not. Okay. Address cultural and religious influences, like uh, educating the religious leaders about the big family and designing the family belongings that respect the cultural values while promoting the benefits. How to encourage the later marriages? By raising the minimum age from 18 to 21, which is still a proposal in India. And delaying marriage often leads to delayed childbearing. 18 years, you will have child by 19. If it is 21, the child age will be 22. Benefits about education about the benefits, like education campaigns, benefits of marrying later life, better economy, and better health reasons for the mother. Improving the health infrastructure. Maternal and child healthcare services, especially in the rural areas, better child and healthcare services will also improve contraceptive services also. Okay. Immunization, education of healthy child and spacing, and access to safe abortion, MTPs again, medical termination of pregnancy. Economic incentives for disintensive for large families, like more children, more tax, which is very unlikely to get in our country. Okay. This can be done like reducing the subsidies or welfare activities for BPL families. Like if there are three children, why the three children should get equal ration? Something like that can be done. Linking welfare to family size. Smaller size good incentives, bigger size, lesser number of incentives, like scholarships, food subsidies, housing, education, etc. Okay. Urbanization and economic development often leads to natural decline in birth rate. Like when there was agriculture, more children means more labor. So thus that concept to be changed when there is a urbanization. Industrial economies where the children become more financially responsible. But in rural areas, more children mean more labor for working. That concept has to be changed by adopting technologies in the agriculture. Better urban planning, like accessible family planning services, education facilities, and good employment opportunities, can reduce the number of children being brought in. Okay. Coming to the government policies, national population policy, like promoting voluntary family planning and targeted programs. Two-child norm, while some countries are regionals are still controversial about this, that they want more children. Like if there are three children, they cannot go for government jobs. Still, the debates are on all this. Okay, two children norm for eligibility of benefits or promotions is a biased one. It is under discussion still. These are all thought process and the ideas as of now. Okay. Now we'll come for the end of the poll. Okay. We have a second poll of 5 questions each. Demography includes all except fertility, mortality, morbidity, and social mobility and marriage. That is one question. The second question is the in which stage the demographic cycle is India currently in? High stationary, late expanding, early stationary, and low stationary. Zero population growth has been achieved by all except Sweden, USA, United Kingdom, and Denmark. Growth pattern of a population having annual growth rate of 1.5% to 2% is called as what? Explosive growth, very rapid growth, moderate growth, or slow growth. The year of big divide was which year? 1901, 1947, 1967, or 1921. Okay, this will be having 15 minutes for now. Okay, we'll finish off the next question by this time. Describe in brief the different stages of demographic cycle and explain in which stage India's population is and how. This is the question. What is demography? That is a scientific study of human population. Okay. It focuses its attention on three readily observable human phenomena. What are those phenomena? Changes in population size, composition of the population, distribution of the population in space. These are the three phenomena which this focus on. And there are 5 demographic processes which happens during the population change of population, that is fertility, mortality, marriage, migration, and social mobility. These are the 5 factors process which happens during demographic change. Coming to the demographic cycle, there are 5 stages. First stage is high stationary, early expanding, followed by late expanding, followed by low stationary, and the last stage is declining. Okay, we'll see stage 1 and all the stage by one. First stage, that is high stationary. It is characterized by high birth rate and high death rate. That means one cancels the other. This cancels this cancels this. High birth rate and high death rate. There is a stable population. This was there in pre-industrial societies. In our country, it was in 1920. India was in 1920. India was in this stage in 1920s. Second stage is early expanding. That means it is increasing in size day by day. Death rates significantly decline, and due to improved healthcare and sanitation, and while birth rates remain high. Death rates decline, birth rates increase. This leads to increase in population. Okay. Why it is happening? Due to improved healthcare and sanitation. Somewhere in 1970s and 80s, India was in this stage. Okay. Third stage is late expanding. Birth rate starts to fall due to factors like increased accessible of family planning, women empowerment, all those. However, the death rates falls more than birth rate. Birth rate falls, okay? This falls, whereas death rate falls more. But still, there is slower population growth. Okay, there is increasing population because the death rate are not so low to match with the death rate. Okay, hence there is no decrease in the population, but there is increase in the population in a slower pace. Okay, fourth stage, and India is in has entered this phase as of now. In fourth stage, both death rate and death rates are low. Okay, again there is a stable population. There was stable population in stage 1 also because both were high. Okay, in fourth stage both are low. One cancels each other. Here also one cancels each other in stage 1. Okay, which are the countries who were in this stage now? UK, Denmark, Belgium, Sweden, etc. Okay, and there's a fifth stage, which is population begins to decline because birth rate is lower than death rate. Birth rate is lower than death rate. Okay, there is reduction in population day by day. Examples are Germany and Hungary. Right. Next, this is the comprehensive one. Birth rate is high and death rate is high in stage 1. Stage 2, birth rate is high, death rate falls very rapidly, and there is increase in population. Okay, there is increase in population. In third stage, birth rate starts falling, but death rates falls more slowly. It does not slow as of now, but still there is increasing population. Stage 4, there is both are low, and it is a somewhat plateau kind of thing. Okay, like in stage 1 there was a plateau. Here also it has reached the plateau, and birth rates rise again and death rates are low. Or this is stage 5 of declining. Actually, this should be low. Okay. India is currently in stage 3 of demographic cycle. It is in late expanding stage. Why? Because of the declining birth rates, because of increased access to contraception, better education, especially for women, and changing social norms. Initially, my parents were 6 brothers and sisters. We are only 2. In such kind of scenario, like it has reduced from 6 to 2. Continued population growth, despite there is declining birth rates, the death rates have also significantly reduced because of the good healthcare availability. Urbanization again provides better opportunities, good healthcare infrastructure, and education. Improved healthcare because of the technology and healthcare services, and economic development also has been improved the life expectancy. Birth rate, there is steady declining, hence there is a population growth. Demographic momentum is also there, and large number of young people means even lower birth rates because of the good economy and education, healthcare improvements, and economic factors, which has led to better living standards and better decision making regarding their family size. With this, we are completing our first long answers. Now we will be starting with the short answers. Short answers. The first question is, write briefly about effects of urbanization on health and problems of increase in urban population in India. What is an urban area? According to the Census of India, all statutory places with municipality, corporation, cantonment board, or notified town committee, town area committee, etc. Okay, are the places are called as urban area with minimum population of 5,000 and at least 75% of male working population engaged in non-agricultural pursuits. That means 75% of the males are not farmers. They're doing some other job other than agriculture. Okay. And a density of population at least 400. In the last slides, we know so it is 360 to 390 per square kilometer. Okay. This is called as urban area. What is urbanization? Urbanization refers to change in size, density, and heterogeneity of cities. The health which is linked to this is called as urban health. The health of a population that lives and works closely together, usually in an incorporated area such as city or town, with common water supply and with similar environmental conditions. The state of health in urban populations. And urban health means putting the needs of the people and communities at the heart of urban planning process. When there is a planning which happens at the town committee or the city community hall, the health is also one which is discussed in this. Okay. Why there is urbanization in India? One, better opportunities at cities, better economy, better education for the children, better healthcare facilities, and white collar jobs. Okay. And one other important thing is unemployment in the rural areas, overcrowding in the rural areas, and they do migration, and this migration causing slums and illiteracy again leading to unemployment, unemployment leading to migration, again the formation of slums. Okay, all other are the contributing things which happen, and the first things which get formed are slums. Slums lead to unhygienic conditions, unhygienic conditions lead to communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, lifestyle modification, all other things. To manage all these things is called urban health. Okay. What are the impacts of urbanization on health? Environmental concerns, less space, overcrowding, housing and shelter quality, strong health determinants. Why? Because of the people, those who are migrating from the villages to the cities, they don't have enough space to accommodate or enough water supply and sanitation is available for them. So there is low water supply and sanitation, again leading to communicable diseases. Okay. And many people are migrating from from rural areas to urban areas. And if the city is not able to sustain and give the economy or the employment opportunities to that, this will lead to violence and crime because someone has to earn their livelihood by somehow. This leads violence and crimes. And who are the major migrating population? It is not the complete family, one of the family members. Though this will lead to mental health problems like loneliness and depression. Once the loneliness and depression are set in, they go into substance abuse. What is that substance abuse? Ganja, charas, hash, alcohol, smoking, all these things. Intravenous drug users, all these things. Once they have consumed all this, they have to go back home. This leads to road traffic accidents. Okay. And once these people have come into cities, naturally the habitat or the vegetation is cleared for their accommodation. So hence, there is a change of climate. For example, at one point of time in Bangalore, the temperature was hardly 26 to 31. But this year, the temperature has reached almost 40 plus. And the city has so much of migrants in like metro cities, including Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai. There's no space for people to accommodate, and there's a lots of water and sanitation problems. Once all these come in, there is a requirement of fuel for their mobility. This leads to air pollution, increased number of vehicles, increased quantum of air pollution. But the health infrastructure is same, so there is health inequity between the people. Sometimes you might face administrative problems like in government structures, like people are not able to get the government health facility because they are not from that state. And health is a state subject, it's not the national subject. So health is controlled mainly because from the state, and if the migrants are from the other state, again it will lead to health inequity. Okay. Double burdening of diseases like overcrowding and health related health issues. Rapid growth of urban centers has led to substandard housing and marginal land and overcrowding. Same amount of city is there, but too many people. And since overcrowding is there, outbreak of diseases becomes very easy. Overcrowding again, low sanitation and low water supply. Again, fecal-oral route population is again a problem. Hence, it again increases the risk of health communicable diseases. By what? Poor water supply and poor sanitation systems. And lack of privacy leading to constructing toilets in a slum is also difficult. This will lead to depression, anxiety, and stress, etc. Okay. All these are common things which you have to think in a peaceful mind. You will get answers for all these things. Okay. Apart from that, we have air pollution. Again, air consequences are bronchial asthma, respiratory tract infections. Okay. Increased number of motorized vehicles, increased industries, again leads to air pollution. Problems of noise pollution, again, you can imagine Delhi in the months of November, December, January, February, full of fog and unable to see, again leading to road traffic accidents. Okay. Again, we have long-term and short-term effects. Long-term, short-term like asthma and emphysema, long-term effects as chronic respiratory disease, lung cancer, heart disease, etc. Okay. Now we have to end the poll for demography and family planning because we have finished 15 minutes. Okay. Sorry. Next, we have coming back to the double burden of diseases, water and sanitation problem, increased urbanization, existing water unsustainability factors. There is no water management. If the city is so much and water is there and the city is increased, where do we get water for this? Okay. And nearly 1.1 billion people worldwide do not have access to clean water. Cape Town, no clean water for sustainability. And 2.6 billion, that is over 400 million people, lack even simple improved latrine. This is the worldwide data. Okay. What can this leads to? Acute diarrheal disease, economic burden again, and increased morbidity and mortality in children. Okay. Next, we have non-communicable diseases. No area to do physical activity and getting poor diet because of low economy, overcrowding, all these things. This leads to occurrence of non-communicable diseases. Okay. And example of social change and effect of diet in the developing world. Poor diet doesn't mean that a person who is taking less vegetables. Poor diet also means that person who is consuming processed foods outside from a fast food corner or a roadside shop, all these things. Poor diet includes all these things also. Okay. These are the double burden diseases like overcrowding and health issues, air pollution and its consequences, water and sanitation problems, and upsurge of non-communicable diseases. Okay. With this, we are finishing the first question of the short answer. Now we will be moving to the fertility. Factors influencing fertility in a community, factors responsible for higher fertility in India. This is the question. Okay. First, we'll see what is fertility. Fertility is the actual reproductive performance of a woman or a group of a woman in the reproductive age group, roughly 15 to 49 years of age. This is the age group which you have to remember, that is 15 to 49 years of age. Okay. This is one of the major demographic process: fertility, mortality, and migrations. Got it? What are the fertility indicators? We have 5 fertility indicators, that is crude birth rate, fecundity rate, general fertility rate, age specific fertility rate, and total fertility rate. Okay, these are the 5 fertility indicators. First, we'll see what are the determinants for this fertility. We have 3, that is biological, socio-cultural, and economic indicator determinants. Okay, coming to the biological determinants, we have age. Reproductive age group of women ranges from 15 to 44 or 49 based on the country. Health and nutrition. Poor and health and nutrition can reduce fertility by increased mortality. Poor health and nutrition of the mother leads to increased maternal mortality. Okay, and poor health and nutrition of the child also increased child mortality. Maternal mortality also reduces fertility rate, and child mortality also reduces the fertility rate. Okay, environment. Undocumented impacts on fertility, like stressed populations. Okay, possible correlation between sperm count and pollution. This is one of the research topics as of now. Pollution and sperm count are related or directly proportional or inversely proportional. Okay. Next, we have social determinants, like social norms and acceptance of practices affecting the family fertility. Like what we say, child marriages. Okay, it differs from society to society, like religion to religion. Hindu religion has less fertility compared to Islam religion, and I don't know about Christianity. Okay, marriage, particularly the average age of marriage. Earlier the marriage, higher the fertility. Later the marriage, lower the fertility. Okay, late marriages generally involves less children. Okay, contraceptions and abortions. Use of if the contraceptions and if the contraceptives are used, lower the fertility again. If the contraceptives are not available or accessibility is not there, again it leads to higher fertility. Okay, and there are exceptions of contraceptions and abortions also. Some countries doesn't allow abortions as a legalized form. They don't. It is prohibited. Sometimes the abortions are prohibited in certain countries. Okay, even certain cultures so doesn't allow abortion because they think child is a god's gift. So even if it is a third child or a fourth child, they tend to accept that abortion is not to be done because it is a god's gift, and again the fertility rates increase. Economic determinants, the role of the children or their value affects family. It is inversely proportional. Okay, higher the economy of the family, lower the children. Okay, lower the economy of the family, higher the children, because certain families feel that more number of children means more economy in the future. Okay, children play like economic role, contribute to the family wealth later, so fertility likely to remain higher. And industries cost tend to increase with development level of the society, that indirectly says that good industries and are coming, that increases the economy and decreases the childbearing. Okay, what are the general factors which are affecting fertility? Status of women. If the woman is educated and economically independent, lesser the fertility. Marriage and marital disruptions. Early age of marriage, higher the fertility. Late marriage, again low fertility. Sterility and contraception. Use of contraception again reduces. Induced abortion again reduces the fertility. Higher the education, lower the fertility. Increase opportunities in women and make them economically independent, again lower fertility. Type of residence, if they're uh, economically good and living in a good standard place, again the fertility is lower. Religion of parents, again, now we have already discussed. Level of healthcare available, low healthcare availability, increased fertility. Perceived cost of having children, if they feel that bringing up the child is costlier, again the low fertility. Pressure from the government, like giving less subsidies or in form of tax rebates and rations and food subsidies, etc., as also as inversely proportional affecting factor. Okay. Factors responsible for higher fertility in India. The previous slides, you can just list it out. And to explain the factors responsible for higher fertility in India, one is early marriage. Okay. Earlier the marriage, more tend to have more children. Preference for more male child. First is a female child, second is a female child, third is a female child, fourth is a male child. Here the stops. If it is fifth also is a female child, again the sixth one is tried for the male child. As the increase in fertility. Religious and traditional benefits, believes that more children means more respect in the society and they are considered as God's gift. This is one of the cultural factors which leads to higher fertility in India. Okay. Economic factors, in rural and lower income areas, children often sees as economic assets, like they are breadwinners in the future. So they tend to increase the number of children. Low level of education in the females, they don't have any education, so they don't know how to use the contraceptives or they don't have any awareness on family planning methods. Hence, again, there is increase in fertility rates. Okay. Health related factors, high infant and child mortality rates. This was there in around 70s and 80s in the rural areas in India. Like 11th child was also born, but survived was only 4. So higher the child and mortality rates, they tend to conceive more, thinking that the child might die anytime, and which has led to higher fertility. Okay, and limited access to healthcare, so that the child could not get the appropriate healthcare, and which has led to child mortality, again increase in higher fertility. Okay. Next, we have other factors like large families makes marriage happier and less divorce, so that more respect in the community. This is still to debate. Even I have not come across. Larger family gives welfare and strength to community and nation, and large families is God's will. These are the other factors which play important role in population size and increase in fertility. Okay. With this, we have last question left for today, that is list out fertility related statistics. Okay. List out means you have to give the list of them, but I've explained them in little bit comprehensive way so that it can be used for your short essays also if it comes in the future. What are the list of fertility related statistics? These are the 14. For a 3 marker, you should write at least 6. For a 5 marker, at least 10. 6 plus 1 will be your bonus, because if you make 1 or 2 wrong, that will be considered. Here 5 plus 2 are the bonus. If 1 or 2 are wrong, those 2 will get covered. 1, birth rate, general fertility rate, general marital fertility rate, age specific fertility rate, age specific marital fertility rate, total fertility rate, total marital fertility rate, gross reproduction rate, net reproduction rate, child woman ratio, pregnancy rate, abortion ratio, and marriage rate. Very easy to remember. Starts from birth, then you go for general fertility, add an M here, it becomes general marital fertility. Once you have written the fertility, there's one more fertility rate. Remember, that is age specific fertility rate. Again, add a M, age specific marital fertility rate. Then you think of sum of all these, that becomes the total fertility rate. Okay. In total fertility rate, you again think of people who are married, that becomes total marital fertility rate. So 7 you have almost remembered without any problem. Birth rate, general fertility rate, general marital fertility rate, age specific fertility rate, age specific marital fertility rate, total fertility rate and total marital fertility rate. Okay. Up to this you have covered 7, and there are something to end this fertility rate also, that is abortion rate. Okay. Once there is abortion rate, there is abortion ratio also. Why all these happen? That is because of marriage. That is marriage rate. Okay. Once there is marriage, there is pregnancy. So out of 14, you have left only 3. 11 is very easy to remember if you remember the life cycle of a human being. Okay. The one as gross reproduction rate, net reproduction, and child woman ratio. These 3 you have to remember. Okay. This is the easiest way of remembering this. Next, we'll see one by one what is all these things. Birth rate, the number of live births per 1,000 estimated mid-year population. That means in the nominator we have number of live births in the year. In the denominator we have estimated mid-year population into 1,000. Okay, this is birth rate. General fertility rate is the number of live births per 1,000 women who are in the age group of reproduction. In the nominator we have live births in an area during the year, and in the denominator we have mid-year population of age 15 to 44 or 49 in the same area in the same year. You can't take it off for America and calculate for India. Okay, into 1,000. In general marital fertility rate, we have number of live births per 1,000 married women. There it was total women, 1,000 women. Here it is 1,000 married women. Okay, into 1,000. Again, it is in the same area and same age group. Age specific, you take a specific age group of particular age group and population of the same age group. Again, you will have married in the mid-year married female population of the same age group in the denominator. Here it was all the female excuse me, and age specific marital rate, we have specific that is married females. Total fertility rate is summing up the age specific fertility rate for all the ages. This is by sigma. Okay. We'll see later how the total fertility is done in the future questions. Total marital, again, you will take the sum of married females. Gross reproduction rate is number of girls would be born to a woman if she experiences current fertility rate pattern throughout the reproductive span, assuming that no mortality is there. Okay, girls for women, this is gross reproduction. Net reproduction, number of daughters a newborn girl will bear during her lifetime, assuming fixed age specific fertility and mortality rates. All these things we'll see later how it is calculated. Okay, since it is list out only, I'm giving you the list and a little bit of explanation because so that you can remember it. Child woman ratio, 0 to 4 years of age per 1,000 women of childbearing age. That is usually 15 to 14 years, 44 or 49 years. Where it is used as registration statistics or where the birth registration does not exist, there it is used to get the ratios. Okay, pregnancy rate, number of pregnancies in a year to a married woman in the ages of 15 to 44 or 49. This includes all pregnancy, whether it is live birth, abortion, stillbirths, everything. Okay, and abortion rate is the annual number of all types of abortion per 1,000 women of childbearing. That is again 15 to 44 or 49. Abortion ratio is calculated by dividing the number of abortions performed during a year by particular time period of live births over the same period. Number of abortions by number of live births in the particular year. Okay. Marriage rate is number of marriages. It is very easy in the year per 1,000 population. With this, we have completed the demography class 1 for today. And thanks for watching. We have social media handles for Auricle, that is YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Telegram. We have apps on Android users on Google Play, and for iOS users on App Store. Please do download and get the subscriptions and get good discounts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class.